Hey guys, Chris here from our channel, The Amped Life. I have changed it from Amputee because I thought that there'd be more topics that I'd like to talk about than just disability and being an amputee. So I've changed it to The Amped Life. So welcome to our channel, The Amped Life.
If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide.
So in today's video, I want to talk about 13 things that I've learned about my amputation that I wish I'd known. When I started out. It would have saved a lot of time and a lot of problems like infection, repeated admissions to hospital, and simply just gotten me back into the road, so to speak, a lot earlier. So I'd like to share with you today the 13 things that I think I learned over this period and that I hope you can take with you, whether you're waiting to have an amputation done, whether you've had it already done, whether you're in an early stage or a later stage, it doesn't matter. I hope that I can pass something on to you guys about life as an amputee. All right, so my top 13 must-knows of amputation to share with my friends on YouTube. The first is be patient. It's a recovery from amputation. It's not an event. It is a process, and with time and commitment comes mobility and quality of life. Number 2, do your homework. Go onto YouTube. There's a ton of information on YouTube. Lots of people sharing their experiences, and I eventually, when I did that, I learned quite a bit about life as an amputee that I could have learned a lot earlier on. Also, go to blogs, read up about, on the internet, read up as much as possible about being an amputee. There's a lot of information there that we can listen to and learn from previous people's mistakes or what they've learned. Number 3, and this is something I think is really important, is take charge, take responsibility for our situation. So that is to say, from when I go to the hospital, choose the surgeon that's going to do the amputation. When I'm done, choose who the people are that will help us to recover. And then very, very importantly, don't be coerced into seeing a specific prosthetist. Be very careful about who you choose. This is a person with whom we'd like to build a lifelong relationship, and somebody that will be willing to listen and pay attention to what we have to say and to our feedback of what it's like to use the leg that they'll put together. I was so overwhelmed in the beginning by this prosthetist guru that I completely handed myself over to whatever he suggested. I really think that you should try and connect with him or her and hopefully build a relationship where there's good mutual communication and the person's prepared to listen to our needs and our feedback on what hurts, what doesn't hurt, what works, and what our needs are and our desires are, what our lifestyle is like, in order to fit us with the right combination of equipment. Number 4, ask for help. A big mistake I made was to confuse being independent, which eventually came across, or was, being quite stubborn. A lot of it had to do with, I want to show you that I'm so good and that I'm going to cope with this. And unfortunately, when people say to me, when they meet me, as you're so strong, that fed right into my I think denial, you can call it, that I had a limitation that I needed to take care of. So I needed to learn that it's okay to ask for help and to accept the help that people give us. They really mean well, they really do. Number 5, speak to other amputees. I'm ashamed to say that I didn't want to associate myself with amputees. I obviously had a preconceived idea of what that was about, and I just wanted to be, or just did not want to be categorized or judged in my mind, because I was the judge, according to having lost a leg. So I was very reluctant to get involved in any support groups or to speak to amputees. I somehow took that as a sign of weakness or a sign of dependence, which of course it is not. There are a lot of people that have had a lot of experience that are more than willing to help us and pass what they've learned onto us. Number 6 is to involve our immediate family and our close circle of friends. It's okay to tell them what you need from them and how they can help you, and when we do that, they will come from a place of empathy as opposed to sympathy. Sympathy I don't do too well. Empathy, I've learned to accept that people are quite kind and caring and very willing to help. And maybe ask yourself, if the roles were reversed, would you do the same for the person? And inevitably the answer is yes, you would. So accept it. And what's more is, we never know when the family members or the friends will need our help. Life is not static, things change, and the day will come where you will be able to help them. Number 7, make your living area, your home, as comfortable and as accommodating as is possible in order to facilitate improved mobility. I think the number 1 area in terms of safety is my bathroom. So I have grab handles to hold on to ensure that I won't slip. Just easy access from where I get undressed into the shower, and moving from the shower to the basin, and having a place where I can sit down and gain access to my equipment to put everything on. And another important issue about the bathroom is to have some sort of a ritual that I work through. So from when I walk in, I have this programmed ritual. So from the moment I go in to the moment that I leave again, I have certain things that I've put in place that just makes life easier for me. Number 8, and this might seem like an unnecessary one, but if you have a garden or a swimming pool that you like to enjoy, make sure that it's accessible. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to move around in our open spaces, and in particular the one closest to home. So I kind of like to move around my garden and enjoy swimming. So to have easy and safe access to my pool and out of it again is really important for me. Number 9 is to explore new hobbies, especially in the beginning, because we're more limited in how we can move around. So over the first few weeks or even months, try and build a new interest, a new hobby that can take up some of the time that we might spend when we're immobile. And for instance, I took up the hobby of what I'm doing right now, which is a bit of videography and some photography. And it did a bunch of things. It forced me to go and research photography, so I became very involved in a lot of YouTube work to go and look at equipment, to look at tips and what YouTubers do in order to build an audience. And also, eventually when I became more mobile, the one thing that I could do was to take my camera and to go out in the streets and take a walkabout and take photographs, some street photography of people, and connecting with people, and people are interested. They ask questions about our disability. Number 10, and this is a big one, is stay fit, stay healthy. So what I did was I started doing a lot more water sports, because when I'm in water, I'm more able than most and more confident. So activities like swimming, rowing, even started surfing again or kneeboarding again, made me feel like I was a part of this world again, and that I could access beaches again. And the sadness that I had about not being able to play frisbee was replaced by the ability to go into the ocean and play with my friends or with my kids, especially when they were younger. So to stay fit and to protect ourselves from injury. This happened because I was impatient when I set up this whole rig, and as I walked out of the room, I'd smash my head against the door. That's just being impatient. So we've got to learn to take our time and take care of our bodies. Number 11 is to learn to love our changed body again. That, you know, this is my life. This is what I look like. And in the beginning was in the beginning was difficult to get used to the idea that I looked unbalanced, and to get used to the idea when I got the leg that it looked different. And over time that changed. I feel completely comfortable now. In fact, sometimes I enjoy the conversation that happens when people see the prosthetic leg and the interest and the questions they ask. And I've met a couple of good people and made some good friends through that process. So take time and learn to love and accept your body again. Number 12 is for us to embrace our uniqueness. So we have changed, and with the changed body, as I said earlier, there comes at times a new identity. My identity was crushed with the accident because so much of it was built on my ability to be mobile and to engage sport. For instance, I used to do paragliding, and with this identity built on extreme sport, and so much changed. And over time I came to learn that this is who I am. I'm Chris without the leg, new hobbies, new sports, new interests with my limited mobility. And there's a part of that that I really enjoy, that new identity, and got me to the point where I could embrace that identity, who I am, and that sense of uniqueness. Number 13, and my final one, is, and it links to the need to take care of our bodies, is to bear in mind that we will grow older with one less limb, and the need to truly take care of the residual limbs. So for me, I'm very careful about taking care of my good leg and making sure that I don't do sports where I'll rip the ligaments, or I need to be patient when I walk down steps, or yeah, go for a hike or walk up a mountain. Very careful about where I place my feet, and I'll do a video about that sometime, in order to preserve the leg, because we need to bear in mind that we will grow older, and the residual limb will play an increasingly important role in us retaining our mobility. And then I'm going to throw in a little freebie, which is get yourself a nice sling bag. This it took me years to do this. I have a bit of a bag fetish, but this really checks all the boxes for me. It's nice and easy. I can sling it over my shoulders and dump my camera in there and dump a few basics in there, and I have a couple of plasters just in case I have an abrasion or something on the stump. So get a nice sling bag so that, especially in the beginning, you struggle to move around, you can keep your valuables, your goodies, your wallet, your keys, whatever it is that you carry around, your sunglasses, in your bag. I try to keep a good book so that when there are activities that I cannot engage in with family or friends, I can find a place somewhere and sit with my book or my iPad. Okay guys, that's everything I have to say for today. I will take each individual point here, each of the 13, and break it down a bit more and add a little detail. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment sections below, and I'll try and address them. This is what this is all about, is for us to build a little community and to share information and to avoid having to take years and years of improving our lives again after the amputation. All right, thanks for listening. You guys have a good one. See ya. Oh, and please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Ciao.